Shut up and sit down.
I'm still picking teeth.
I love this music.
I'm not hearing it. Hello. Welcome to Chick Chat with Patty Rossborough. I always screw this up. Patty Rossborough and Carrie Carabas.
Hello, Patty.
Hello, darling. And we have a special guest. This is our most famous guest that we've had so far. This person actually is on a TV show.
Yes. Kevin,
Hey!
we're with Chris Roach from Kevin Can Wait.
Right.
Hi, everybody. I'm sitting all the way over here because Carrie's kids have strep throat.
Do they?
They do.
And
My son.
She's a carrier.
Yeah,
I
you
am a
are
carrot.
probably.
No, I'm not.
Wash your hands.
And they, you know what? When they're sick, they always want to sleep next to you.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
sucks.
Oof.
Because you know whatever fucking cocksocky virus they got, you're going to end up getting it because they're licking all over you.
Cocksucky.
It just goes from one to the other to the other. Everybody in my house would get it. One kid
Yeah.
gets
Well,
sick, everybody gets it.
Diane had a vicious stomach virus.
Diane's your wife.
Diane's my wife. She got hit with that stomach virus that's going around, and it kicked her ass. I mean, she was sick
Throwing up
for
and
12 hours.
Oh.
And I read somewhere, and a couple of people told me that if someone in your house has that you should drink 3 glasses of grape juice a day
Why?
for a week because it does something to the large intestine. It fights something, and it prevents you from getting it. So this is
Grape juice. I never
grape
heard
juice.
that.
So I drank like a quart a day for a week, and I didn't get it, but I was crapping purple. Not even kidding. I didn't know you could do that. At first, I got scared. I'm like, am I bleeding out the ass? What is this?
That happens with beets. You ever eat
Yeah,
beets?
you-
My daughter was like, I think I'm dying. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's just, you ate beets today. Don't worry.
It colors your poop. It does. It colors your
does.
poop.
right, you don't realize it. But
Yeah.
but you know what? Sometimes you want to get that virus because you lose like 10
Oh,
pounds.
yeah.
You crap it out.
And plus, I was about to go on the road. If you're going to be sick, you want to be home.
Oh, I hate being somewhere in a hotel room when I'm vomiting. Forget it.
No.
Or on stage while you're.
Oh, with
Yes, or kissing someone.
Wait, how does that go again? Let's do that
Wait,
again.
I watched The Bachelor. Wait, I watched
my
The
God,
Bachelor.
Bachelor. Oh, my God.
First of all, I'm obsessed with The Bachelor. I want to marry him. I love that kid. I want that freaking kid.
Did you see him
Can I
on the
just spit
original?
hummus on you?
I just did. It's the carrot that you brought me, and it's in my teeth. You like that guy was on The Bachelorette, and he was
Nick.
like the big loser that didn't win.
Right.
The nerdy guy.
No, but he got laid because he bangs her.
Yeah, and then
What?
he was a bitch about it. Like he said, oh, I banged you, and then you didn't pick me.
No,
And he-
no, that's not how he said it. He said, because she goes, I didn't want you. So he's sitting there and he goes to her, well, if you didn't want me, I get it. You didn't want me. I was the runner up. But why did you sleep with me? Why did the night before you made me think that you were going to pick me? You banged me. So that was a legitimate question, don't you think?
I think so.
But on air, did he have to say it on air?
Yeah,
He could say it all.
because we were on air when it happened.
Well, I think it's very, like, bitchy.
Too bad. Too bad. If you're going to bang everybody and you're going to put yourself on a reality show, you better be ready for everybody to talk about it.
Well, I do agree that I think it's weird because whenever they do that reality show, it seems like everybody who's the Bachelor at the Bachelor bangs both people.
everybody, they bang everybody.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
both people. Everybody. They're banging everybody. Even the guy who's the host.
Right. I think he's banging. That's why his wife left him.
Right.
a
Well,
bukkake.
he was banging half the girls. He was banging half the girls.
He
And-
was?
Yes, and some of them had to get thrown off because he was
Really?
banging them.
It's a bangathon.
Wait, so I'm in love with the new Bachelor.
The banger.
He was the second runner-up twice. The first time he got dumped, the second time he got dumped. Then
Yeah,
they were like,
he's
you know
a
what?
loser.
You know, he's a loser, but that's why I'm attracted.
Oh,
that's why I'm attracted.
Wait, was he on The Bachelorette? Now he's The Bachelor, that
Yes,
kind of thing?
twice. Twice
He
he
came
lost.
in second twice.
Oh, my God.
Now they said to him, you know what? Let's make you the Bachelor.
Right.
That way you can't get dumped.
Right.
And they made him work out. Did you notice in the first one he's like skinny, he's wearing like girl scarves. You know, he looked like an idiot.
wimp.
Now he lifts
He's a
weights.
gay guy.
Did
Patty, you should have married him.
did any of them, like any of the Bachelors, ever get dumped? Like they pick the girl, and then she's like, "Well, you know,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
happened? That's happened."
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
And
you
what do they do? Go to the second one? They go, "Hey, guess what? Hey, good news! I was just kidding. Just kidding."
You know what? That depends. If he went to the first girl first. No, but they always save it till last, right? I guess the girl you don't want to pick, you go to her first.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the
Right,
TV show.
right.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Then he had to go back to that girl when the other girl dumped her. You know, I think you'd be better off with her. He's got to go back. Hey, I was just kidding. I didn't.
But you know what I don't get? I don't get how they can sleep with the two people, and then the girl says to the guy, "Okay, you're the man of my dreams. I want to spend the rest of my life with you." And then they get married. Like a couple of them got married, but the girl that he's marrying banged the other guy in the fantasy suite. Like,
But
if someone's banging someone before they want to spend the rest of their life with me, I would be like, well, maybe you're not that serious about spending the rest of your life with me.
Well, here's what I think.
Go ahead.
If I were on that show
Yes,
now, but back in the day, first of all, I would have beat the shit out of half those girls because they're such annoying little bitches.
They're mean.
They're mean. They team up on you,
Yes.
and I would have definitely went down with punches.
Yeah, you're good at that.
And I don't know if I would have banged them on the. Maybe I would have.
But no guy wants to know. Like everybody, any guy who dates a girl for the first time knows she's had sex with other men, but you don't want to put a face.
Right.
Exactly.
Now.
And it's the guy you were with on the show
Right,
for
you were buddies
3
with-
months.
Now the guy's like, "Hey, congratulations, you won. By the way, how do I taste?"
Yeah, right. 'Cause
It's
that's
true,
funny.
though. I don't understand how that can work. It's horrible.
It is.
But that show is
But
mean.
that doesn't mean they all sleep. My sister thinks that they all bang each other.
I think they do.
in when the doors close, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes the doors close and then they just
You think they just lay there?
lay there, they talk, whatever, they make out. I don't know. What do you think?
I heard that like when a Broadway show, like everybody bangs everybody. That's somebody
On
told me one
Broadway
time.
shows?
Yes, and that's why I started taking dance a long time ago, and it never panned out. But I heard
Well, I was in the theater club, and the people who were banging each other were all the guys. The guys were all banging each other. Like we were stupid girls, and we're like, "Oh,
I
they
think
asked us to
Tommy
go to
likes
the movies."
me.
Yeah, and I'm sitting next to one of the guys that I had the worst crush on, and then my friend Naomi is sitting next to the guy she has the crush on, the exchange student from Australia. And then all of a sudden, the student exchange student from Australia starts sitting on Louis' lap, my guy, and they're like laughing. I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of funny. Like they're just pretending to be gay. And then I find out years later that those two were banging each other, and we were their beards.
oh,
But you know the story about her.
wait, the guy who told me this wasn't specific because I guess there is a lot of banging. He was
It's
never
guys
specific.
banging each other in theater.
What's the story with her? She was
Well,
theater.
she married a gay guy. Eric
you know that,
Cornfield.
right?
Oh yeah,
Cornfeld.
Cornfeld, Field, Cornhole, whatever the fuck his name is.
Cornfeld.
Cornfeld.
Yes, I did marry a gay man.
She married a gay man.
You had kids with him?
Yes, that's how good I am.
2 gay kids. So what did you say?
I drew it out of him. No, yes, I had two.
That is an
two gay
accomplishment.
kids. I mean, 2 gay kids. I had 2, and they're both straight actually.
And they're
so
both girls,
They're both
and they're
girls
both, you
with
know.
boyfriends.
When
so.
you get up to heaven, people they're going to applaud you. Like there she is. There she is.
I know, I'm
Get in
telling
here, you. Get in here, you.
Dad.
She took one for the team.
I did. Wow. I did about 4 times in 5 years.
All right, so let's now. All right, by the way, it's Groundhog Day, and that stupid rat said he saw his shadow when he went back in or whatever.
Which stupid rat?
The groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, whatever his name is.
Oh, Punkatoony.
Punkatoony Phil.
Punka-
Punxsutawney.
Wait a second.
Puccini.
Wait a second.
In Ronkonkoma or in Hop Hog, they said. He
In Ronkonkoma. I'm from Ronkonkoma.
Isn't there a groundhog there?
No, that's in Pennsylvania, right?
Well, they did it in Hop Hog
Ronkonkoma?
today because I was watching Channel 12 News, and apparently he went in
They
and
did
he
it-
saw his shadow, and now that means we're gonna have 6
Wait a
more
minute.
weeks.
They drove the hedgehog up from Pennsylvania.
Not a
to-
hedgehog.
What
it's
is
a
he?
groundhog.
Oh, a groundhog.
It's supposed to be in Groundhog, but on Long Island, it's a rat.
It's a big fat rat.
Big fat rat. It's a sewer rat from Manhattan.
You ever had a rat in your house?
No.
Oh my
I
God.
have.
I had the biggest rat in my house. And my daughter was so traumatized after it because they were taking our roof off, but it was supposed to leave the ceiling. This
Was it
in
a rat
December.
or a mouse?
No, I will tell you, it looked like a fucking chihuahua. It was gigantic. So that when they took the roof off, the ceiling fell into the house. So it's fucking like December 20th and we're like freezing. And the guy's like, I walk in and he's like, oh, wait. He's trying to get me to not walk into the house. And I'm like, oh, and I look up and there's just like, I'm in my kitchen and it's just trees. And like, it was just hard. But anyway, so they put a tarp over. But what does that do? So we had all these animals coming into our house. And my cat is like playing with, we thought it was some kind of a toy, like she's batting it around. And it was this half dead rat that was like literally like a small dog. And it's going, it's like, sorry, I'm spitting. It's like trying to breathe. It's like, and the cat's like,
cat
whap,
killed it.
whap, whap.
Well,
It's like
thank God you
biting
had
it.
the cat
I
because it
know.
would have ate you.
I know.
I'll give you a quick rat story.
Please.
please.
A lot of people don't know this about rats. Now, I used to park in a lot in on Cornelia Street where I lived on West 4th.
In New York.
In New York City. And the reason why it was so cheap, this parking lot, because it was infested with rats.
You're kidding me.
So what I would do is, I wasn't afraid of them because, they're about that big.
They're
Big tails,
huge,
right?
yes.
I wasn't afraid of them. I would pull my car in and I would beep the horn and millions of them would scatter. And then I would beep again.
She's here.
And then I'd get out of the car and run.
Oh my God.
So my friends will like stop the car here. We're getting out here. We're not going into that infested. So I would let my friends out, and I would pull in beep beep beep. They would all run. So I'm running out, and my friend goes, "Run!" And I go, "What?" So as I'm running, a rat is running towards me.
Oh my God.
It goes airborne. It came. I swear to God, I've never seen anything. It came up this high, and I went like this. I went. It missed me. It missed me by this much. And my friends were like, oh my God. That was the last time I parked
It
there.
was coming after you?
Like
It
an
came after
attack
me.
rat. Like an
they
attack
attack.
rat.
And not only do they attack, but all the rats that were running turned around
Follow him.
and they were coming. It was the sickest thing I've ever seen. It was almost like they knew each other and they were coming after
Oh,
me.
man.
And
They didn't like you beeping the horn.
No, and I never parked there again. And then like a year later, there was a big news story about it was Taco Bell and
How gross.
Taco Bell, the Waverly Theater, not the Waverly. It might have been the Waverly
Is
Theater.
that when they took photos of them inside?
and Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yes.
They were all on the table because
Are
Yes.
you kidding me?
that
After hours.
right. That was the back parking lot of their stores
Oh
of the movie theater and Kentucky Fried Chicken. So these things were so embedded into the.
Right.
So then what happened was they came. It was like a Holocaust. They
God.
fucking blew up with these bombs and everything, and they all ran out into the streets and they all died on the streets. It was the
Oh
sickest
my
thing.
God. This is horrible.
And then they paved it with concrete so they couldn't get in and out. They cut the trees
Oh, I
down.
remember they came over and they killed them. It was a lot of them.
Thousands. I mean, thousands. But they say to every one person there's 9 rats in Manhattan.
there are.
They're vicious, and I never went there again. I never
Wow.
parked my car again. I was like, fuck the whole month. I don't care.
And you feel bad because you're killing them, but like we had
No, I don't.
We had mice in the house in Brooklyn, and it was like Brooklyn was like infested for a while. And my friend, well, she was the mother of one of the kids at the school. She was the minister's wife, but she said that when she had the mice, she'd go into the kitchen in the morning and she'd hear like they're making all the noise, and she hears them underneath the stove, the stove area. And they were all in the sink. And what she would do is just fill the sink and let them drown. And then she would go to the stove. This is the minister's wife. She was like the nicest, and just turn up all the flames. And she'd hear them going, screaming.
Oh, my
You know,
Terrible.
Look, you know what's worse than that? The drowning part doesn't bother me as much as that glue trap.
Oh,
it's
no, I
cruel.
won't do a glue trap. I think
That's
it's
so
mean.
mean.
I did it once.
think
I
it's
put peanut butter on it once, and just to see that little guy squirm, I'm like,
It's
that's cool.
terrible.
But what I will
Slow
do,
death.
what I will do the glue trap for is
I'll
the
snap that next.
That's what you have to do, though.
big crickets go on the glue trap,
They
right?
do.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but if you have those cave crickets, those motherfuckers.
Are you talking about like those water bug things?
No, they're
What?
crickets. They jump.
But crickets are good. You got to put them outside.
No, they're not good. Not when
That's
they
spiders.
infest your whole basement. So you take a glue trap, you put it on there, the cricket gets stuck.
Oh, no.
Then the cricket sends out a distress signal, and all the other crickets now go to help it, and they all get stuck. And within like 2 hours, you got a packed house.
Terrible.
And you throw it out, and then you get another one. You do this till you get rid of all these little mother effers.
They're annoying at night. They're very noisy.
I had mice in my kitchen, and my daughter goes, "Don't kill it, don't kill it." And I go, "I'm not going to kill it." So I take the Tupperware. I saw the thing. I take the Tupperware and I slam it down on one of the mice because the mice had babies. And I slam it down, but it started to run when I slammed it down. So it went down on the neck, and the head came off. So my daughter's standing there looking at me. She goes, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing." And I get like a piece of cardboard to stick under it. And I go, "I'm just putting it outside. I'm putting it outside." But she's like, "Did you kill it? Did you kill it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't kill it." Because she loved, they all have the little books with the mice and the mice ballerina, Angelina ballerina. So I bring it outside, and she's upstairs, and I'm not thinking anything of it. And I just take it, and I dump it in the garbage. I put the lid on, and I turn around. She's standing there. She's like 5. She goes, "You lied to me."
Killed it.
I go, "No, they like to live in the garbage because they eat the garbage." But literally, the head was hanging by a thread off the body, and I didn't want her to. So I just,
My son, one time he was 3, we had one of the Easter parties, and I made sure that all the whole backyard is covered in mouse poison. So all of a sudden he's going like this, and he's playing with something, but we're not noticing. And all of a sudden I look, and he's got a mouse by the tail.
Dead?
It was like stunned, or like it just eaten the poison, so it was half alive. And I go to Sam, I go, "He has a mouse! He has a mouse! My baby has a mouse!"
It's horrible.
Horrible.
I think I have carrots in my teeth. By
But
the
do
way.
you eat mice?
No, but I'm very fortunate living
Ronkonkoma.
in Ronkonkoma in a house that the worst thing we get is ants.
Oh, we get ants too, but you get those traps. You put like 10 of them out,
Yeah.
and then they just goodbye in like literally 24 hours. Done.
But the thing about the mice, I remember reading a story about a guy on Eastern Long Island when him and his wife bought a house, and he was cleaning out the basement. I guess the mouse poop when it dries and it becomes dust.
Oh yeah, you die.
Yeah, he died.
Wait, what happened? A man died from...
This is another thing you people should
Mouse
pay
poop.
attention to.
Mouse poop when it
Mouse
dries.
crap when it dries, it becomes like a powdery
Powder.
dust. If you breathe it
Sweep
in,
it.
so you're sweeping it, now you're breathing
You're
it in.
kidding me.
You get
No.
this thing called RS something.
He
It's
died.
some
Brand new
sort of-
house. They bought a brand new house. And he's
How much
cleaning the
mouse
basement.
poop would there be that you would have to die
It
from?
doesn't
That's why
matter.
always
You
wear a
just-
mask when you sweep.
Whenever
Really?
you sweep, you have to wear a mask, especially if there's mouse shit. They say take water and wet the whole thing, and then you could sweep it because the water traps the dust. There's no dust, so you wet the whole area.
God, I didn't know that. I've had mouse poop in my... we get mice because we're in the woods by the water. They come in through the
Yeah,
basement.
don't ever touch the mouse crap.
Really? I
Or
didn't
wear.
know that.
You have to wear a mask. Wet it. I don't go
my
near it. I
God.
don't go near
I
it.
never
And
knew
all
that.
any kind of crap you breathe in,
Yeah.
Wow. That's...
even your husband's fart can kill
Yep,
you.
that's right. Coxsackie.
They say when someone lets gas out,
Yeah.
and you breathe it in,
Yeah.
you've just ingested his particles of his ass.
No,
Yeah.
that's not
That's
true.
true. Look it up. Google it.
Why
I'm
would
not
the-
making it up.
Why would the particles get past his pants and his
Because
underpants?
it's in the air. It's in the
Eat
smell.
my ass.
So now wait a minute. So you have a big house. Did you buy? Okay, you're famous. You're making
Oh yeah,
money.
Chris. Now you're becoming
You're-
famous. Now.
Kevin James show. Kevin Can Wait. Which, by the way, I watched it. You can watch it on
CBS.com.
CBS. I watched it on my phone. You can watch an episode on your phone
While you
just look
drive.
at it. Huh?
While you
Yeah.
drive.
Well, I don't do that, Carrie, but Carrie does. But so you're very funny on the show, of course. And he's very funny. But like, so now you have cash, right? Like, what do you buy? What'd you buy?
I don't have as much cash as people think I have.
Really?
Because I'm a recurring character this season, and
Does that mean you're not?
and
on
you
every
owe
show?
everybody money.
And I did get out of debt. My wife and I tried to get out of debt for a while, so we all live with my dad. Like we're living comfortably, but not well enough where I can go out and buy a house.
So
Wait a minute,
is
you're
your
living
dad,
with your dad
wait,
now?
When I
Is-
talk about house, it's my dad's house.
Oh, it's your dad's house. Oh.
Is your dad like going about fucking when? He's got a hit show.
Yeah.
He's on CBS, right? It's on CBS, right? When
Yeah.
is he getting out?
Yeah.
When
yeah.
are you getting out?
He's been very supportive. He's really there. He lives with his girlfriend. So-
And she's there too?
So no, she lives in on Mastic, Long Island, in Mastic.
So wait, so you live with your
Stop
father.
bragging.
His girlfriend lives somewhere else.
Yeah, so he
Well,
met-
do you blame her?
Oh, maybe she does not live in there.
if
you
you
and your
heard
wife.
if you heard me snore. Plus, for my dad too, there's a lot of memories there. Since my mom passed, and then like 3 or 4 years later, he met a woman and they started dating. And next thing you know, he's living with her.
Okay, but let me ask. Oh, so your father
so he's
doesn't
not
live
in
in
the
the
house.
house?
No,
Oh, come on, Carrie and I are under the same impression that you're
you know,
living with Dad, and Dad made the girlfriend move out.
And the girlfriend's like, how much longer are they going to live here?
Oh, so you have your it's really your own house.
for comedy purposes, my father does live in the house.
Oh, okay, all right. And you're driving his Lincoln Town car, right? Because I saw that somewhere
Yes.
on a thing. Okay.
Now
I just realized I laughed and looked at the audience. There's nobody there except for that guy over the bush.
I always forget that there's an
Adam's
audience.
How you doing, Adam?
Adam's here.
I love Adam.
did a
We're
mi-
actually
Adam
live from the rec
from
room
the rec
because
room, I didn't
Patty
say. I
didn't-
forgot to
right, we're
goddamn
from the
say
rec
that.
room
Rec
in
room.
Woodside.
Woodside, yes.
Woodside. Next stop.
Queens.
What a combination of
Station.
two people, by the way.
Why is that?
You're just very big personalities, and together
It's
you're
overwhelming.
two big personalities.
It's a third big
It's
personality.
annoying.
So,
No, so wait. So now he's becoming famous, right?
Right.
So you're going to be getting women throwing themselves at you.
I'm used to that.
did you have a lot of women? You're a big guy. Did you have a lot of women before you met your wife? Like, were you a player in high school and college?
I think in my 20s, I thought I was a player, so I was kind of like
You were cute.
I got that out of my
Your
system.
head wasn't that big.
No. The head grew in my 30s. The head morphed into a different shape. Plus, I was a forceps baby too, so that messed things up. But in my 20s, I think I got it out of my system by the time I hit my 30s. I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I was like, I know it's like you meet a girl. What do I do? Bring her back to my hotel room. Sex is over in a minute, and then I have to be like, oh, when are you gonna leave?
When are you
when
gonna
are you gonna leave? I want to watch TV, and I can't sleep
Now
in front
she's
of a
watching
stranger.
some stupid show like The Bachelor, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, and I can't fall asleep because I'm so self-conscious of my snoring. So
You know what? You're the one.
plus,
Oh, go ahead.
I love my wife.
Oh, there you go. That's the right thing to say.
I love his wife, too. She's very
She's
I've never
great.
met his
She's
wife.
beautiful.
Whenever I say
And
so-
she's Latina. She will cut your
kill you.
penis off.
I got to do. Whenever I say something like that to my wife, I got to do Mr. Roper. When he used to look at the camera, he'd say something funny. He would go.
Yeah, he loved his wife.
I don't even know Mr. Roper. Is Mr. Roper Three's
Three's Company,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Company.
never really watched Three's
Showing
Company.
my age.
But your son is very handsome.
Handsome boy.
He's
Really?
got a gorgeous son, so you could tell he was a good-looking guy when he was younger.
Yeah.
Well, he's good looking now.
He's good-looking now, yes, but I mean, were you talking about throwing women are not going to throw them? Look,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
being
Donald
nicer.
Trump would have never gotten.
Women are nicer now? Come on, are they flirting with you now, though? Or do they act like suddenly you're more interesting? Come on.
I'm so stupid. I wouldn't even notice.
Come on.
I've always been. There were times like I remember talking to women in nightclubs when I was younger, and the next day I wake up and I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, she was flirting with me. I'm so
Right.
stupid like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but Hollywood women are different. They
Really?
go for it.
it is different, but again, we're on Long Island, so I don't have to worry about
That's
that.
That's true. You're not in
You're not meeting
Hollywood.
anybody in Bethpage.
No, I'm not going to all these like after parties,
Parties?
and stuff.
Right.
I'm going home.
You
So
might
is
go to
it that-
Gyrolicious.
Gyrolicious in where is it?
Jericho.
Very
Jericho,
delicious. The
Jericho.
hummus is
You
You were just
fantastic
there. You
there.
had a chicken gyro. How was it?
So good. If I had the money, I'd buy the place.
I hear it's
Well,
for
next
sale.
year you will have the
I
money.
hear it's for sale.
Next year you will have the money, Chris. So,
Get my dad in the kitchen.
yeah. So,
So
all
no
right.
big purchases. You haven't. But did you buy your wife anything? A piece of jewelry? Anything? It's not. It's not at that
Again,
point.
I'm not making the money people think I'm making.
But wait a minute. But now that you're this,
Well, you're making more than $500.
Yeah, so my wife and I, we were paying off credit cards, and my father's house needed some repair, and we were helping him repair the house. And,
Great.
Okay. But then when you go on the road, do you go on the road with your act? I mean, you must be selling out. Can you sell out theaters?
it's starting
do they know
to.
you?
Not
Yes,
theaters
now
yet. No,
he's
not
going
theaters
to.
yet, but the comedy clubs, people are actually starting to come out that watch the show. At first, it was just a couple people. Now, it's weird. People lining up to take pictures with me. It's just still, I have to get used to it. People,
You have to scrouch down because
Yeah.
you're so tall.
No,
But-
Diane texted me. I had a show at a casino a few weeks ago, and she said, "Do me a favor." She texted me, "When you take pictures with people, suck it in." Because I guess because I'm tall and my stomach's always going to be in the shot.
Right.
So now
But
when I
you
take,
are
True.
tall.
I do like to crop a butt because I'll hold in but like sometimes you don't know and then you don't see it till you see the picture and the stomach is bulging out. But
Yeah.
you can crop. But you can't because then it would be the person's little head right here
yeah.
where you crop.
Now I got to
But
smile.
tell the story.
Wait, now I
Right.
got to smile. I got to suck it in. And somebody told me you should always put your chin forward because it gives you less of like a chin neck. So when
Chinek.
so when you're about to take a picture, you suck your stomach in and you just go,
That does look good.
"Thank you."
It does. It really does. Wait, so
Do boys
I
bevel?
love Chris Roach, by the way.
Yes.
I need to say that to everybody because
Everyone likes him. He's so damn likable.
No, I love Carrie. She was one of the
Wait, what about
few
me
people that
too?
helped me.
Wait, but
Of course I love you,
forget
Patty,
that
but-
for now for a second.
No.
She helped me when I first started.
That's what I heard. That she was your comedy
Coach.
mentor,
Coach.
teacher, something.
I did
Abuser?
help him. Yes.
Explain how
Tell
it worked.
how I did it. But wait,
Oh.
before we do that, tell them the story about the fan that came to your freaking house.
Oh yeah. Some guy had
Sent you an email.
he said no. He wrote me, hand wrote me
Oh,
God.
a 4-page letter telling me what a fan he was on the show.
4-page.
And he drew a picture of me, a sketch, and he sent it to my
That must have
dad's
been a
house.
big
he
piece of
found
paper.
he found my father's address online,
Oh my God. That's
and he
so
sent it to
scary.
my dad's house. I remember he wrote something like, "Hey, is it okay if I come over and take a selfie with you?" So I'm thinking, I'm trying to think how to respond. I said, you know
God.
what? Maybe I won't respond, and he'll think that I don't live there. Right? I'll just let it go, and maybe he'll come out to a comedy club, and I'll sign it for him there. So then I'm laying in bed one Saturday afternoon, and Diane comes in. She goes, "The guy was just at the front door." And I go,
Oh
"Who?"
my God.
Who? She goes, "The guy with the picture. He was at the front door."
That scares me.
That is
and
weird,
wait,
man.
ready? He says to my wife, "Is Chris here?" And she goes, "No, he's not." And he says, "But his car's here." Yeah.
Did you report him?
No, I think he knew. I think he saw the thing from BAB where I said, "Hey, it's my dad's Lincoln," and then he probably
Yeah,
knows-
that's what I saw online.
Everybody, yeah. So he probably saw that too and knows. But no, he's just a fan of the show. And
So you came out and signed it?
I wrote it and I signed it and I mailed it back to him and he says, "Is it all right? Come over and take a selfie." And then then he writes me on Facebook, "Hey, I got the letter. Thank you so much. Is it okay if I come and take a selfie?" I said, "Do me a favor, just come to the comedy club." And
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
And I'll talk
You're
to you.
scaring my wife.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but he's listening. He's probably, but
He's probably watching this. That's right.
there's a very good chance. Hey, by the way, you're a very nice guy.
But you're a guy and it's scary. Imagine when you were a girl and you got these people
My
coming
wife
up
has
to
a
you.
shotgun.
A big one.
That is scary. You ever have anybody come to your house?
Fans?
Yeah.
No, but I had a girl following me to every one of my shows, and you know when you're on Long Island and someone's following you from like Governors to the
Right.
brokerage,
Do you have blonde hair?
it's okay.
Do you know who it
We're
is?
not going to say. I have a feeling I do.
No. This was years ago. This was
And I
back
like
in the
her,
days
too.
with Shooting Stars and the young.
I remember Shooting Stars.
So she used to come to all my shows and be like, "Hey, Carrie," whatever. And one time I did like Syracuse at Wise Guys. And I come out of the club and I'm hanging out, whatever. And she comes out and she's like, "Hey, I'm here." And I'm like, "Oh my God."
That's really
The fuck? It takes like 7 hours.
that is a
Get outta
7-hour
here.
car ride.
Hey, I'm here. Woohoo. And I was there the whole week. I was there from like Tuesday to Sunday.
Did
I'm
she
like,
stay the whole week?
I don't know. I was like, "Oh, it was really nice seeing you again. Gotta go. Gotta go."
Oh my God.
That freaked me out. But, that's why I had that boyfriend with the tattoos come with me everywhere.
Oh yeah, because then they get serious. I used to get phone calls from a guy who called me up once and he goes, "Hey, you got really pretty feet." And I go, "What?" I thought he was kidding. And I thought it was Mike Sweeney. I used to be friends with Mike Sweeney, who's now the head writer at Conan. I go, "Mike, it's not funny." He goes, "I love your pretty feet, love your pretty feet." And I'm like, "Cut it out." I go, "Who is this for real?" And then I thought it was Jim, what's his name from Long Island, who used to Klaus.
Myers.
Yeah, I thought it was him
Myers,
being
right.
an asshole. I go, "Is this Klaus?" And then he's like, "I want to suck on those pretty toes." And I'm like, "Who is this?" And then he's like, "I want to lick between your toes. What do they smell like?" Then I hang up. Okay. Then I never pick up my goddamn phone for a while. Then I go that night. I'm at Catch a Rising Star, and I'm like, I have some late night spot or whatever. And I'm waiting to go on and blah, blah, blah. And he goes to me, "Oh, you got a phone call?" And I go, "I've got a phone call here?" I go, "Who is it?" He goes, "I don't know, some guy who knows you." He says that blah, blah, blah. And I go, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "I know you have pretty feet. I want to lick your pretty feet. I want to put your foot in my mouth." And I'm like, and I hang up. And it was like for a while he would bother me.
Yes.
And
And
then-
I would have cursed him out.
I just
I would have
was,
said, "Come over. I'll stick my foot up your ass. Then you can lick it."
I was so, but I never took phone calls at comedy clubs after that. And then I just wouldn't pick up. I'd let it go straight to my machine, But that's scary Because why does he know me? You know, because my picture was in the Daily News or it was in
Yes.
something for something,
Yes.
and then that got him going. And then I guess I used to have my phone number in the phone book, which was like ridiculous.
One time I was doing a Cherry Hill, New Jersey, or something like that. It was one of those comedy clubs in a hotel. So you would perform and then you'd go to your room. So I had just finished a show. I had a second show coming, and so I had an hour in between, or because whatever. So all of a sudden I'm in my room and the phone rings, and I go, hello, and they're like, hey, it's us, and I'm like, who is this? Now I'm by myself. And they go, oh, we were just at the last show. And I go, well, how do you know what room I'm in? And they're like, the front desk. And
That's
then he
right.
goes, we want to come to your room. And I go, well, my boyfriend's here. If you still want to come, you're more than welcome.
You said
And they're like, oh, you have a boyfriend? Because in my act, I was saying
yeah,
that. I
I'm
was like,
single. I'm looking.
right.
Yeah.
And then I go, yeah, and he's here. Now, meanwhile, he wasn't. I go, so if you want to come in my room, he's more than happy to meet you. And he's like, no, take care. You're funny, whatever. Click. And then I fucking get up and I go to the front desk.
That's
I go,
right.
don't you ever.
But what?
Yeah.
That happened to me at the Borgata, and I was older then too. And I had guys calling me up, and they'd call up at 3 a.m, and the stupid front desk would put them through to the. They go, "I need Patty Ross, but why are you giving away my things?" So then after that happened, and they would call at 3 a.m, they're like, "Hey," and they're all drunk. "Hey, come on, we're gambling. Hey, can we come on? Hey."
Okay, 500, I'll come down.
Cheating.
But then you call them, you call up the front desk, and but now I always unplug the phone. I tell the front desk, take calls, never put calls through, because they should know that. Why
Right.
don't they know that?
First of all, you have a cell phone. Anybody that is going to call you, they're not calling the front desk. This is 1975.
Right.
So you don't ever answer that phone. You have a cell phone. If somebody important that you know is going to call you on your cell phone.
Yes.
What are you answering the room phone for?
Exactly.
First of all, there's so much sperm on the room phone.
Do you want to know that has the most germs? They say
Sperm.
of any, because that's the only thing that doesn't get cleaned by the maids every day.
And
They
the
clean
remotes.
the sheets.
Well, they're starting to clean remotes now.
Yeah, the remotes.
They're becoming aware of it now.
They put a plastic sheath on it.
There was a couple weeks ago, my wife, we wanted to get new couches for the living room. She found couches on the Facebook buy and sell. They were like brand new couches for $200.
Yeah, something's wrong.
That's what I'm saying. The family just wanted to get rid of them so they get the new couches.
Bed bugs.
So she goes, can you take a ride with me and get your brother in his truck? I'm like, I don't know if you realize, I'm on a TV show now. I can't be knocking on people's doors.
She doesn't realize.
I don't know if you realize.
Secondhand couches.
So I'm going to go
This guy's on Kevin Kim Wayne's buying a
Yeah.
jizzed up couch.
for $200. Like, I'm going to go knock on the door. Hey, guy. Hey, I'm Mott. I'm here to pick up your couches. And the show's not doing that good. I could take the couch. Come on, get it back. So I'm there. My brother and I went, and we're moving the couch. Yeah, the couches are beautiful. They just had them clean. I'm still waiting for the butt. Like I see you, like, all right, maybe something spilled on the side. Not too bad. $200. They're still beautiful couches. So I'm moving the couch with the guy we're lifting. He's looking at me. He's like, "Wait, where do I know you from? Where'd you go to school?" I'm like, Sachem. He goes, "Yeah, me too." I'm like, all right, that's where it is, Sachem. Then we got the couches. We took them home, and it took me a couple of days to find out what was wrong with it. The pillows, they're Velcroed to the back. So every time you lean on the pillow, it's like, oh, man.
Terrible.
This is what it is. You lean back. I'm like, okay,
Now what?
there's your
Now you
$200
got-
couches.
Now you have to put them on Facebook
No,
or whatever.
try to sell them for
and
$150.
sell them for $150. or
Carrie
even
talks
for
about
free.
she had her with the bed bugs in hers. Isn't that those are the ones you sold?
Mott's
No, I
Furniture.
didn't sell anything. I threw everything out. I wasn't going to do that to somebody else. Anyway, that's funny.
I even hate, like, when I was in the last gig, I'm selling T-shirts. I hate the whole money hand thing because now I'm on a TV show, and how you doing? Can I have $15 for my T-shirt? Wait, here's your change. It just doesn't feel
well,
right.
I think now that you're on a
You
TV
need
show,
somebody to do it for you.
definitely that's the first thing, and the second thing because I sold Kevin Brennan's. I opened for Kevin at the Stress Factory, and I sold like 30 of his shirts, but I wouldn't let people leave. You know how aggressive I am. Right? But he was selling them for $20 a shirt. Oh, I keep spitting. He was selling that is strep throat heading your way. No, so he sells them for 20 a shirt. So I think you can get 20 now that you're on CBS.
But he says it's embarrassing. But get the opening act. Say to the opening act,
For him $20, maybe.
I'll give you 20% of what you
Yeah,
sell.
I got to do that. 'cause
You give him a
I-
percentage,
do
so
that.
he's really aggressive, or she is aggressive, and then you don't have to look like, oh, I want
Pauper.
I need $20 for a T-shirt. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
somebody else to do that for you.
Show and not show. I watch some comics who are fantastic at selling merch, but I'm not that guy.
I'm not either for myself.
It's embarrassing somehow.
For myself, I can't do it. But for you or you,
And there are times, like I know other comedians have been in this situation where you're at a show and you know you're getting a paid check, you're paid by check, and you want to sell merch just to pay the toll on the way back.
Oh yeah, I've had days like
You know,
that.
when you live in
Yeah.
check to check, you're like, there are times when you don't have the easy
Just
pass,
one-
but you speed through the easy pass lane like.
Don't you get a ticket for that?
yes, you,
You
do.
do,
You
but-
do, but at least you get through that night.
That's the worst feeling when you pull up.
And then you just say-
I have no money. Is there a form I got to fill out? I've been there.
I once forgot my wallet, and she's like, "Well, look under your." She's like, "Look under your mats." She goes, "Oh wait, go look under your mats." And I'm
your
like,
mats?
"I go, there's no." She goes, "Look for some quarters under your mats." She's like,
Bitch,
telling
get your
me.
head in there.
She was making me look through the floor and everything else, because sometimes you find a quarter
You
or
do.
two. So, and then she said, "All right, go," but
or a needle.
not in my car.
Then like
I just break.
I was
Those heroin addicts, they're at it again.
the Stress Factory in New Brunswick. You gotta take the bridge to get out there. And one time I didn't have the money, and the woman was really nice. She told me to go, but I don't remember if she said just go and the thing will get you. But then the next night I'm driving, and who's it? It's the same woman, and I feel like such a cheap bastard.
Because you don't have money again.
Like, hey, I'm the guy. Remember me from last night?
Here's the dollar
I'm
that
still
I
a
owe you
loser.
from you.
Nothing's changed in 24 hours. I'm still losing.
That's funny.
Is there a form I need to? There is a form.
But they let you go. They let you go
Yeah,
with
well,
no
if you
money.
have no money.
Wait, a couple weeks ago, I'm on the Long Island Railroad, and
My husband's.
I just
Oh, yeah, when
I
she
just
works.
make the train, and the woman comes up to me to get the ticket, and I look. I'm like, I have no cash, so I hand her the debit card, and she looks at me. The way she looks at me, she looks at a belt like, "Am I a freaking ATM?"
Hold on.
Like, hold on. She goes, I don't got.
Wait a minute.
She goes, real New Yorker. She says, I don't got. And I was like, you can't. I'm like, is there a form? Let me fill that. She was like,
Form.
I heard about you.
Now that's
heard about
funny
you.
because you're on the show,
Yeah.
and you could have said, I'll do
Yeah.
a selfie. I'm on
Yeah.
Kevin Can Wait." You got to start pulling that line.
I'm so bad.
Pull
bad.
the line. I'm on the CBS.
Maybe you need just to be negotiating a better contract
Yeah.
to Kevin
Season
Conway.
2.
Season
Yeah,
2.
Really.
He's actually very funny on the show. I don't know if you've.
I
watched
did.
it.
I did. I saw
His
two. I
whole.
watched two.
He's
Very
got like how
funny.
many kids do you have on the show? 5,
7.
7 kids, and he's got a gorgeous wife, and the kids are just
Yeah.
like my kids.
There was one kid. I looked at this kid and I said, he looked just like me. I was going to take a hair sample. I'm looking at this kid. I'm like, did your mom ever hang out in Farmanville?
Wait, the kid looks like you now?
Yes.
He must be like 12 years old.
I
I'm
haven't seen-
telling you, he's
That's
got the
so-
same Rottweiler head. He's big head. Looks just like me. My youngest kid was played by actually Kevin's kid. Kevin James' kid was my youngest
Really?
kid. So if you watch the episode where he's running in and out and we keep losing him, that's his kid.
Oh,
That's
wow. But isn't his kid Asian?
He's half. I think
Half.
he's half Philippine. Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, not the half that Kevin is, but wouldn't the kid look Asian?
Well, he's, I guess, half Asian, I think it's Filipino.
But he's playing your kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's a young kid.
sometimes the other gene dominates, so the kid might
Okay.
be more Kevin than
I
his
see.
wife, and
All
his
right.
wife is gorgeous.
His wife is like
Beautiful. Oh my
a
god.
model.
Oh, my God,
Is she
you
a
look at-
model or
she's
what's the
beautiful.
deal?
She's so nice too. She's so
She
nice.
is?
But there was like when I first met her, I couldn't even make eye contact with her. She's so beautiful.
Oh, I mean, she is stunning.
Yeah.
Great figure.
Like you're drooling. So anyway, all right. So Kevin. So,
Chris.
Chris. Jody Weiner.
we have mind freezes with names.
So Because she called Jodie Wasserman Jodie Wiener, and the girl lost it.
repeatedly, and she was very upset with
She
me.
was
This-
upset?
She
Yeah, well,
said
she can't-
before the show,
don't
do not call me
Jodie
Jodie Wiener.
Wiener.
And that's the worst thing to say to me right before the show, because now it's in
You-
my head.
You just put it in the head.
Yes.
Yes.
She
That's
kept-
Freudian,
she-
whatever.
It is.
She kept calling her Jodie Wiener.
It was bad.
It was bad. It
She
was
got
so
mad at
fucking
me.
funny that
What are
I
you gonna
can't. Anyway, so Chris and I go. I met. Where did I meet you, Chris?
I remember meeting you the first time. It was at some crappy restaurant show.
Right.
What restaurant? In
Somewhere-
Long Island?
No, it was in Queens. We were like performing on top of a table or something.
Yeah.
I like those
All right,
shows.
yeah.
They're fun.
And then, then we started working together.
Yeah.
I was coaching him.
She just had left Teddy, the first baby, and I remember I had the cassette camcorder, and I put it in, and I'd have a battery wireless remote, and Carrie was the baby. She'd be watching the tape. She'd go, "Wait, hold on." What the hell was that? That's you hack. What the hell's the matter with you?
I go, that's horrible. What I would stop the stop the video. Stop.
Yeah, your batteries aren't working. Stop the tape. What is that shit?
What did you just say? I go,
What is
what
that
was
hacky
that? I don't
shit?
understand what that is. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So,
What?
so
Did you think that was funny?
She has a way of teaching that's
it's not encouraging. It's
it's
more
tough love,
Yeah, tough love.
But you know what?
which I respond to.
You're
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
You
now.
are hilarious.
I mean, I don't know. I can't take
You
credit on that.
hilarious.
I can't take credit on that, but I could take credit on. I kind of like didn't coddle you
No.
in saying anything
No.
you say is funny.
No.
So now you're hilarious, and I saw you at Westbury, and I was dying, and it's all you,
Thanks.
all you, all your life.
Yeah, you went from like opening to closing in like it seemed like no time, like
5 minutes.
Yeah,
10
you were
years.
fast. It was 10 years. It's 10 years. Oh, okay. It seemed like, because I remember the first time I saw you, I don't know whether you were the middle or I forget what you were. And I'm like, oh, this guy's really funny. But then the next time I saw you, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's unfollowable. This guy is so fucking funny.
Right.
Like,
I remember when I met you. It was a show at East of Long Island. We were standing on a table.
yeah, what show was that?
It was a Cara Amore show. Cara. booked
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
God, Cara Moore. Yeah, at that
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yes. It was at
Yeah.
East. That's where I met you.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you did I always think your bit with the underpants is so funny.
you know what? You
It's
know
a
the
prop bit, but I think it's so
You know what?
funny.
I stopped doing it for like
Does Carrie not like it? I think it's
years.
hilarious.
You know what? It's. I feel like I'm better than that, so I stopped doing it.
But you know what? I love a cheap joke.
But I stopped doing it, and then this
He
weekend,
doesn't need it.
I don't need it. So
You don't need it.
So this weekend,
It's so
I'm in
funny.
Syracuse, and I was talking to Joe Starr, and he's like, "All right, now you're in the funny bones. You gotta kill every night." And I had so much anxiety that I looked at my suitcase. I'm like, "There they are.
The undies.
I
I
gotta do
haven't
it.
put them on in 5 years. It's been
It's
5
your
years.
crutch.
I've always bring them as a backup because of my anxiety,
You always wear them.
and I don't show them. But I haven't showed it in like 5 years, and I put them on, of course, because I do.
Well,
it-
explain the bit because people may not know your
It'll
bit.
have-
You have them on?
No,
Yeah.
my wife. Right before I did my first ever set 14 years ago, I'm rehearsing in my wife's, then my girlfriend, in her kitchen. She had gotten me these George Foreman underwear, and in the middle.
George Foreman. I never heard of him having underpants.
He has everything.
Oh, it's hilarious.
In the middle of rehearsing, I said, "And by the way, these underwear you got me," like I was annoyed. I'm like, "Will you look at this shit?" And I pulled them up to here, and she
To
goes,
your tits.
She's hysterical laughing. She goes, "You have to do that tomorrow night." My first show ever. My first show ever. I did it, and the audience went berserk.
It's so funny.
It's a cheap laugh, but
Yeah, the underwear actually do come up.
It comes
to
right
they
up
do.
below his chest.
right below my nipples.
And he's such a big guy. And when you see these tidy whities, they're gigantic. It's just such a funny visual.
And it's not like they're 5 sizes too big. They're actually my size. I don't know. They make them long in case you're like, I guess because I'm considered short in the big and tall store. I'm 6'6". This guy's like 7-8 feet tall.
But
Oh
let
my
me ask you
God.
something. So if the leg is here,
Right.
so then it's all material, or is it high arch too?
The crotch like goes up to my belly button, just below my belly button, and then the waistband from the crotch is like this.
Yeah, it's weird.
So those are the underpants you wear, George Foreman, all the time, or that was just for the
Well,
show?
she bought him the grill, and it came with it.
Yeah. It was a 3-pack of George Foreman's. I have George Foreman shirts, pants.
You do?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He's a large man.
Well, I see nothing wrong with a cheap gag.
Well, I said to myself, you know what? It's the road. I'm trying
Yeah.
to. It's my first leg of this
So
tour.
did you do it?
I did,
And did it kill?
The audience went berserk.
Yeah,
Kills.
it's so
it kills
funny.
every time.
They went
It's
berserk.
one of those things that
They went
kills.
berserk, and I threw up in my mouth.
And you had no respect for them after that.
a little of my I watched a little bit of my soul fly away.
Like the Indian when the
Yeah.
guy throws the garbage out, a tear comes down his
Oh,
nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
It's show business, kid.
So, Patty?
Yes,
What are we
darling?
going to ask Chris? Do we
Let's
have
talk.
any other?
Well, let's talk about fights. How do you get along with your wife? Stupid fights. The worst fights I have are the stupidest fights.
Yeah.
I will tell you my stupid fight. All right. Here's the fight. Like, we don't fight about money. We don't fight about Trump or politics. Like, nothing. But we had the most. I wouldn't call it vicious because we don't fight, but about him pushing the garbage down. Like, that's the stupidest fight. He pushes the garbage down. I can't pull the garbage out because I have a bad shoulder, I have a bad neck, I have a thing. So when I think it's going to be light because I don't push the garbage down, I tell him don't push the garbage down. So when
But
I yank
plus you
up,
break the bag. The bag rips. How much garbage can you push down?
it's so and then when I yank up, and then it hurts my back because now I've got resistance that, and now I'm stuck in the house because I work during the day, I do my eBay and stuff in the house. I'm stuck with the smelly stank of the nasty garbage because I can't pull it out and I can't get out of the house. So one night it happened, I got so goddamn mad because I've asked him like 6 times, don't push. So I put signs all over the garbage. I put signs all over the door so when he wakes up, and then he wakes up, he sees the signs, he's tearing them down. We're having this big fight. He goes, you wake me up. He goes, the next time you want the garbage, you wake me up. And I go, I will wake you up. I will wake you up. But anyway, the next day we're just like hanging out. I'm like, hey, the garbage again. You pushed it down. I can't get it out. He goes, yeah, I'll do that later. I go, you're going to do it later? I go, you told me that I could wake you up and stuff. So even when he's standing right there, he won't do it. And he just keeps shoving all the stuff down. And that's like our biggest, stupid, recurring fight. It's pointless
You know
and
why?
dumb.
You know why we push the garbage down? So
Tell me why.
So you don't tell us to take it out that night.
That's true. You think it's going to be
Yeah.
like less times you have to take it out.
Now I got to put my shoes back on.
Well, I wanted to get that garbage crusher, whatever that thing is.
Oh,
the
yeah,
compactor.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to go for the extra $500. So now every 2 seconds we have to take the garbage. I got like 70 bags of garbage every weekend
Are you talking about at your restaurant?
at my house.
Oh, in your house?
At my house.
Wow, you guys eat a lot of food.
I have a lot of people over all the time.
We fight over stupid things. Like, even like, now she knows that I legitimately have ADD. It's not
Have
like
you been
I do
diagnosed?
too.
I do too.
I've been diagnosed.
Diagnosed.
I don't take meds really for it. I have ADD. I have sleep apnea. I'm always tired. She knows that when she wants to talk to me, she'll turn the TV off and she'll say, look at me, and we'll have a conversation. Now, I hate when she comes in and, like, I'm in the middle. Like, when you're in a movie, you're in it. You're not even here anymore. You're in it. Like, wherever that's taking place,
Like
I
the
am
Matrix,
there.
right?
Yeah,
Like the
I am
Matrix.
there. And she comes over and she says, oh, your father called, blah, 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 blah. And then she'll say, what did I just say? I'm like, oh, fuck.
She quizzes you.
Men never listen, though.
My father called and said that Neo is, I don't know. And then she'll like, I'm like, what? Hold on. I'm like, hold on, wait. Let me shut it. And I shut it off and I go, what do you want? She goes, forget it. That's the word. That pisses me off when I finally give her my attention. She goes, just, no, forget it.
Forget it.
Yeah.
You've disgusted her.
Yeah.
She's become disgusted.
Well, I disgust her every day.
I can't blame her.
Men do that half listening, though, like where they're like, Kevin does it, like he'll be going, yep. And then like later on I go, well, what about the thing that you said you would do? Because you never told me that. I go, I fucking told you like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But, I think I am annoying, like, and I talk constantly in the house, and I have a
could
loud
see
voice.
that. I could see that. I could see that.
So he just tunes out. Like, I think that's what men have to do. They tune out when
Well,
you're
no,
asking
I do
for all these
too.
things.
I tune out all the time. He talks to me all the time, and I'm not even listening to anything he's saying. And then he'll go, did you sign the paperwork for the kid to go on the class trip? I'm like, what paperwork?
You didn't say anything about paperwork.
She's not going on the trip. I told you I didn't want her on the trip. That's the only way I get out of it.
It's horrible.
It's really. I can't focus at all. So people call me on the phone and I'm doing 10,000 things and I'm like, okay, all right, bye-bye. Click. I don't
You
even know,
are always doing
but-
20
Yeah,
things
she
at once.
does.
You have an
Oh.
excuse, though.
I don't even know who called me, what they said. Sometimes I go, did I even say goodbye? Do you ever wonder if you said goodbye? I'm like, how did I hang up the phone with that person?
I haven't hung out with you in a while, but driving here, I forgot how much chaos revolves around her.
What do you mean chaos?
She's yelling at somebody at Greek on the phone, and then she's missing turns, cutting people off, and she's, hold on. Hello? He's got 3 calls going on, and Richie's going to pick up the kids, but he can't. And it was just like, oh, my God, I forgot. It's like nonstop.
I know.
and-
Rich Walker had to pick up my kids today.
He did?
Well, he's a stay-at-home mom.
That
He
is
had to
so
take
funny.
him
You
to
got him to,
karate.
come on. You got him to do that?
Rich Walker is my bestest
He's awesome.
girlfriend.
I love Rich Walker. He is a great guy.
He's my bestest girlfriend.
He's a very good guy.
But yeah.
No, but Carrie, when you say, this is the way Carrie says goodbye on the phone. Like if she's talking to me, she goes, yeah. She goes, hold on, taking it. Okay, okay, yeah. She goes, bye, gotta go. It'll be like that.
Bye,
like
I
if you
gotta
have
go.
a
I gotta go.
conversation.
I just
Bye,
said,
gotta go.
I gotta go.
Yeah, it's just like, and you're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's just
Like
very
she just got into a
abrupt.
car accident or something. You're like, what the hell happened?
I know she goes, okay. She's talking to me. I'm putting on makeup. This fucking asshole behind me is beeping. and I go, Carrie, maybe I shouldn't be talking to you. She goes, it's fine. I can do this and talk on the phone. And then you hear her just like, fuck you, you know.
How about when I'm doing a live and I'm driving? And first of all, when the camera's facing us, when you got the camera flipped, it obviously looks like you're driving in London because it looks like you're on the opposite because
Yeah.
it's a flip effect, right? So they're like, who's driving the car? I'm driving, you idiots. The camera's flipped. And then they're asking me while I'm driving, be careful. Well, don't write anything if you want me to be careful. If you don't want me to crash because I can't read because I can't see. So I'm trying to read the text.
Yes.
Trying to drive,
You should
and
do
I'm
that.
putting my lipstick on.
Yeah, no. Never. I got in an accident from that, from looking at Pandora. Pandora?
Some of
because
us-
I like to like things. I'm like, oh, who is this I like? And then crash right into the railing. And it was like I was going 65 miles an hour, crash into the railing. And I'm like, "Arr!" And then I go hard left. But I kept my foot on the, you get so nervous when it's all happening. So my foot was still on the gas. Like I forgot to take my foot off the gas. So I'm going 65 miles an hour, like this way. I hit the other side of the railing. So I've got
Well,
both
I'm
sides
not-
of my car smashed in.
I'm very capable. I'm very capable of doing a lot of things
I
at once.
thought I was capable.
Well, one
Until I
comedian,
crashed.
can't remember whose joke this was. A comedian, I don't remember. It was somebody in the city. He goes, they go, don't drink and drive. He's like, you know what? I'd rather drink and drive than text and drive because when I drink and drive, somebody's driving.
Wait, what does that mean?
That means when you text and drive, no one's driving the car. It's like you're texting and you're
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're not even,
At least
you're
when you're
done.
drinking and driving, you're like, I'm driving. I'm driving.
I just got a brand new joke,
What's your joke?
which you just said.
That's funny.
See, there you go. You're still mentoring him.
It's not stealing
Always.
when somebody else stole it.
No, she always mentors me. Even like a month ago, I worked with her, and she goes, "You really got funny, but you got to bring your energy level up."
Really?
A
Yeah,
little. He's got to bring it
I'm
up.
low energy. I'm low energy.
He's low energy, but he's so funny. But if he brought it up 1 inch or one, like one.
I
little
hate when I do bring the energy up. Like if they're here, I feel like I'm always here. I hate when I bring it up and they don't come up with
They
me.
will come up.
Then I feel like I'm going. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm trying to picture you high energy. I don't picture it.
Hey,
That's me.
how about those Cinnabons?
That's my act. I'm just,
me.
if I'm not high energy, that's the thing. I hate to go low energy because I was auditioning at not Catch a Rising Star.
But you're high energy normally.
At the
So-
cellar, where there's like 20 people in the room and it's like hipster central and like nobody's jumping around acting like an asshole because you don't have to go because they're already listening and they're all quiet. And I hate that.
I hate that.
Because now I got to be who I'm not, which is the intimate, quiet talking to the crowd. That's not me.
Right,
I'm
right.
loud, I'm big, I'm running around the stage, and then when I have to do that, I'm all thrown off. Like sometimes if it's a quiet show at the comic strip one night, I will go like I will go like, you know, I'll bring it down because sometimes if you come out and there's like 15 people in the audience, they're like, oh, what's going on? So then I have to like
at Dangerfields when there's 2 people and you have to perform.
You gotta I gotta bring it down 20 notches, and it's not my normal. It's not my bag.
What if you tell them up front? Tell them up front. Listen,
What do I say?
I had 7 cups of coffee.
No, but that's like Gallagher going out and smashing the fruit lightly. I mean, you got to do who you are always. Sam Kinison did who he was always.
You know, and even on Letterman, he still went into the audience and went right up to a guy's face and didn't listen to anything they told him to do. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you know, it does suck, though, when you are doing Dangerfields, because Tony, the owner, wants you to perform, even if there's one person there.
I have done shows. I did a show for, actually, there were 3 people, but not there at Caroline's. 3 people.
We had one night, Tom Carter was running late, and there was no one. It was a snowy night. There was no audience member. So they go, okay, you guys go sit in the back, but you still have to wait it out. You can't leave Dangerfields. You have to, if you have a half-hour spot, like during the week, they were half-hour spots. So you'd have to wait that half hour from 9 to 9:30 till the next comic got there, just in case 2 people walked in.
Right.
You had to be
you're
ready
waiting for the audience to come in.
Right.
Yes.
So it was a snowy night. I don't remember what it was. So Tom Carter calls up and goes, I'm running late, you know, whatever the cab is, whatever. So they go back there, sit back there. It was either me and Jim Norton. It was just somebody like that.
Jim Norton used to work Dangerfields.
So Jim Norton is the kind of guy that loves to pull pranks on people.
Yeah.
So we go and we sit in the back like we're a couple. So at Dangerfields, the lights are so bright on you, you can't see the audience at all. I mean, you have to go like,
yeah.
You know, and even then the lights are blinding you. It takes you like 15 minutes to adjust when you're off the stage. So me and Norton are in the back acting like an audience. So Tom's up there and he's doing his act and he's doing his act. Tom Carter. Yeah. And all of a sudden I start laughing and he goes, so he doesn't get it at first. Then Norton laughs or whatever. And then all of a sudden he stops and he goes, is that Carabas? He was up for like 10 minutes doing his act. And he goes, you fucking asshole. It was so funny. It was so funny.
You were his fake audience.
I was the fake audience, yeah. We've done that to a couple of people. Yeah.
I had a guy, did I ever tell this story? At Caroline's, I won't say who he was, but he was somebody's husband. And he was laying on the banquette, drunk out of his mind, fake jerking off, like with his hand like going like this. This wasn't at Caroline's though. Fake jerking off. You know what? This wasn't at Caroline. This was at it was a place that this Italian guy ran, and he used to have a pinky ring, and he would never have people in the audience. It was obviously some kind of a money laundering. This was many years ago. And he goes to me, I want you to go up there. I want you to do your act regular. I don't care. You do it till I give you the light to get off. And I'm like wondering why he's saying that. He goes, there's a guy laying down on the banquette. He goes, I still want you to perform for him. So I'm like, there's a guy laying on the banquette, and there is a woman with him and another guy, and they're plastered, and they have all these empty champagne bottles. He goes, this guy's spending a lot of money. You're going to entertain him. And it was so, like, I talk about like feeling dirty. I felt like I was a prostitute, and I had to stay up there for half an hour. And the guy's laying on the banquette, this rich motherfucker, and he's doing a pretend.
Was he famous?
What's a banquette?
His wife is. So he was holding his
what? You're going to tell me after the show.
I will.
What's a banquette?
A banquette, like a banquette.
Oh, like a bed, like a bed.
See, I used to work in restaurants.
Like
a banquette is like where
it
goes around. It's like a circular bank.
Oh, I know those.
A banquette,
okay.
and you have the table. And he was doing a pretend jerking off the whole time. It was sort of like he was like going, fuck you to the comics. And because he was so rich and they wouldn't get rid of him, he just kept doing the fake jerk off for me, the next part. And I got my, whatever it was, $25 or whatever it was. But it was so humiliating. It was just
You didn't
horrible.
address that? Because I would have.
No, now I would have. But the guy said, don't talk to him.
Oh, okay.
He got, and of course I needed $25 because I was like 27 years old, and my rent was $300. This was
You
what I
gotta
did
pay
for
the
a living.
toll.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I took a cab here. I need to make my $25.
See, until you make it like Chris, we're only getting $25.
Now I get 30.
No, 35. Stop it.
What does your wife do?
It's a good question.
Does she have a job?
Well,
or-
she's besides supporting the shit out of me these last few years,
Like when you say few years.
10, 12.
Since you've been
14.
a comic. Since you've been
Yeah,
a
no,
comic.
she's been really supportive. She's a hairdresser,
Oh, yeah.
but she's at the point where like her back just can't take it
So
anymore.
Oh,
it's a
yeah, yeah.
grueling
Yeah,
job.
she's been doing it. She's probably doing it
Yeah.
for 30 years maybe.
Oh, so she wants to retire.
Yes, she wants me.
Unless she
to
gets
make
a
it
job
big.
on the show, doing hair on the show, making thousands of dollars.
I don't even know
a
if she
day.
wants to do that. She just wants
she's
to.
over it.
She
know,
wants out.
Yeah, she likes. You know what she likes to do now? She likes rescuing animals and getting involved with that stuff.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, there's not money in that, though, is there?
No.
Well-
yeah, but that's nice.
Sam, I'll give her Sam's number.
Yeah.
He's an animal.
That was so mean.
I love my husband if he's watching.
He's a good guy.
He's not gonna watch.
He's not watching. Sam stopped coming to my shows. Sam stopped. Like, he'll come every 5 years once, and then he'll go to me, when did you write all that about me?
Yeah.
When did all that stuff come out about me?
You know what I said? My fiance would always come to every show, and he'd drive me every weekend. But he gets up at 5 in the morning on Fridays, and then he's getting home at 4 in the morning. And then he got, what's that thing? Shingles. Then he got shingles. And I go to, because he was getting no sleep. He was going around the clock, helping me, driving me. It was like stupid. And I just go to him, you're off the hook. You don't need to come to shows anymore. And ever since I told him that, he never comes to shows anymore. I mean,
He really is off the hook.
He's like, oh, he goes, do you want me to come? Like the way he looks at me, like with that look like a dog, like, you want me to come? I'm like, no, it's fine. I can drive. But if if it's snowing, then he'll drive me and he'll go.
Does Diane come to any shows?
She'll come like maybe once or twice a year just to see if there's any new material because she's like
About her.
she just can't bear to listen to me to do the same act over and over, like because that's what we do. We do an
Oh, my
act and
God, yeah.
We do the same act over and over. People don't know that, but you know,
Yeah.
unless you have a full time to
write
vote,
every day.
to write every day. Like, I can't. I have the restaurant. I have the kids. I can't sit. You know, I'll think of stuff and then I'll go into it. But I just I don't have the time to write every single day, which I should be. But
we'll sprinkle the new stuff in, but for the most part, she likes to come twice a year to maybe see like a new chunk that's fully developed.
Well, what about the show? Has she come to this taping?
She came to she came to 2 tapings.
Oh,
and
that's
Is it fun?
It's a lot of fun.
It's
I
fun
mean,
on TV?
you got to know, you got to realize you're going to be
You're
sitting
sitting
there
around.
3 hours. You're going to be sitting there, but they give you pizza.
The crowd gets
yeah,
pizza.
Joey Colo's the warm up, who's phenomenal.
I love Joey Cole. He's a
Phenomenal.
great guy.
Phenomenal warm up.
We're getting him on the show.
He throws them candy.
He
Yeah,
does.
Yeah, that's what they do for warm up.
I did warm up. I never threw candy.
Oh well.
The 3 of you guys on a show together. That's a lot of energy.
Who? Joey
Joey,
and
Carrie, and wow.
I know we'll need someone to kind of bring it down a
Yeah.
little. Well, we got Adam.
Good luck.
Adam will throw in his 2 cents. Adam's calm,
Yes, he
kind
is.
of.
So yeah, it's a long shoot to do the sitcom.
3 hours. I mean, they let you stand up and stretch and stuff.
Now,
like
how
that.
does one get tickets to see the show?
There's a website called One Iota, the number 1 iota.com.
IOTA. How do you spell that?
IOTA.
No, IOTA.
IOTA. So it's one IOTA.
The number 1.
.com.
And you may not get them at first, but you have to keep trying because I know they're booked up for like episodes in advance.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people want to come see that show live, and you know, because we don't get Long Island doesn't really get that luxury. That we haven't gotten a show on here. This is like the first TV show. I mean, Hollywood, you can go to any show you want. You can go to any taping because there's so many of them. But Long Island, it's like, wow. When American Idol, not American Idol, was it American Idol or America's Got Talent with Howard Stern?
Yeah.
When that came
They
to
did that in Long
studio,
Island?
they did it in the studio for like 1 week. We ended up getting tickets because Hirschman got us some tickets. I don't know how Hirschman got tickets, but so this is like a big treat to see an actual sitcom being filmed. So it's the number 1 iota.com. and just keep pressing the button until you get your ticket.
I have a question. Okay, so how did you go? What'd you do before stand-up comedy?
I was
Landscaping.
sorry, just the way you said that. I have a question.
I want to know this thing, and I'm afraid I'm going to forget asking
Okay.
because I have no memory.
Before stand-up comedy, I was doing. I was bouncing at night and working at an adult store during the day.
Oh, that's
Adult
right.
store.
Didn't you get me? You got me those. What'd you get
What'd
me
you
when
get
I
her?
first had a baby?
Nipple clamps.
No, you
Oh,
didn't.
the Kegel, the Kegel.
When I first had the baby, I kept complaining about I was peeing all over
Yeah,
myself.
I got her the Kegel. It was like a weight that you put up there, and you.
I've never used
But
it.
I remember I made her
used it?
because I said I'm not going to bring you stuff unless your husband says it's okay, and he said
yeah,
it's
that
okay.
would be weird, right? If you're bringing
It's
her
okay, and I
things
brought
in
you
her
a
He
bunch.
brought me
vagina.
this Kegel machine, and what it is it has balls, right? Each ball, and then the ball gets smaller. So you put it in, and you hold it, and
Come
hold,
on.
and you squeeze,
Don't cough.
and you got to hold it for like 10 minutes or whatever it is, and then each time you build muscle there, it goes down a notch. So then finally, when you're really, really good, you can clamp down on the tiniest little hole, and you could hold that
Right.
whole weight.
And then you can shoot
On
golf
the
balls.
left
And then
button.
you can shoot ping pong balls. And golf.
Yeah, but I didn't even try it.
Heard of
I
a
didn't even- I
Kegel,
still have
Kegler
it.
Kegel machine?
I still have them.
Machine. It's not a machine. It was like a weight. It was more
It's
of
a weight. It's a weight.
That's a weird job. So how were people who came in? Were they just normal, regular people? You get really
They
kooky
were
people.
no, they were normal regular people because they were adult entertainment stores. Like people go, "Hey, you still working at the porn store?" I'm like, "It's an adult entertainment store."
What's the
You were
difference?
part of the entertainment industry.
Because it was when you walked in.
Yeah.
When you walked into the stores, it was like walking into. We wanted to be like walking into Victoria's Secret. Okay.
Not a creepy.
Yeah, we had it brightly lit.
Oh.
So you walked in, it was like Victoria's Secret. Then the middle started feeling like Spencer Gifts.
Yeah.
And then when you got back, that's when you saw the fists and the stuff like that. And,
Strap on.
And the
yeah,
big things.
all that stuff. We didn't
And
hit
the masks, the
Masks.
blow up
masks.
dolls,
we
gag,
didn't-
ball
all
gag.
that, we didn't hit you over the head with it when you came in.
Right. It was
So
slowly
you eased
bringing-
your way in.
Right,
Yeah.
slowly into the
And that was
disgusting.
my design. But
Did you manage the store?
Yes.
I managed three
Did you
of them.
own it?
No, I managed three of them. And it was like one day I came home and I said to Diane, you know what? It's just not funny anymore. You know, like guys would like walk in off the street and they pull something off the wall like a double dong. Hey, man, check this out. I'm like, yeah, it was
We
funny when I
get
put
it.
it there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were a cop. You were a cop before that dildo
Yeah.
job.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. You were a cop, and
Yeah.
then did you retire? You don't retire, right?
It ju-
He got rid of the gun and he got the dildo.
yes, I replaced one weapon for another.
But wait, why did you quit being? Wait a minute. This is very. You were a cop, then you
Yes.
quit being a cop.
Okay.
You got kicked off. we won't ask. Something
Now
happened.
tell him what happened, Chris.
What happened? Is it something you can tell?
I hated being a cop because my dad and my two brothers and my sister, all cops, and I got in big trouble one time because I had a prisoner in the back of my car.
All right, say it again now.
I took him to Wendy's drive-thru.
And what's wrong with that?
No, I didn't get fired for that, but I ended up. It wasn't for me. So it was
He didn't
like-
get fired.
But
He
you got in
left the
trouble
job.
for taking
Yeah.
a prisoner to Wendy's.
Yeah, I was a big screw up. I was very unhappy, and it was like a mutual like, I don't want this, they don't want me. I'm like, I'm out of here.
But you couldn't. You really couldn't arrest people. You were a nice
No,
guy on the job.
Like writing someone a ticket. They teach you like we would prep tickets, like you'd pre-sign them and write all your information. So all you had to do is walk up to the car and fill it out. But there were times okay, it's an expired inspection. I'm gonna fill it out. Oh shit! Here comes the motorist. Oh shit! I put it on the windshield and I'd run away. Hey, what the fuck? I'm like, sorry. I'm sorry.
Because there's a quota, right? Don't
Yes.
you have to do so
There is
many?
a suggestive goal enforcement.
Yes.
And if you didn't meet that goal enforcement, which for a regular cop was it was 20 a month, they would send a sergeant out with you. Like, let's say I only had 15
To
for the
see
month.
what you're doing wrong.
Yeah. They would send a sergeant out with me. Roach, go write that guy a ticket for pissing on the tree. I'm like, he's pissing on a tree. He's got, go write him. Sir, when you put your penis away, can I see your ID? It was.
But didn't you play Ring and Run when you were a cop?
That's true.
What's
That's
Ring
true.
and Run?
He would ring the door. You never played Ring and Run?
Yeah.
No,
He'd
I don't know
ring the
Ring-
doorbell and then run.
Because what happened was when we got to the police academy, we went to this precinct in Queens, the 105 precinct.
Yeah.
Rosedale, Glen Oaks. And they put us up in Glen Oaks. The shift was like weird. It was like 2 a.m. to like 11 a.m. It was horrible. The captain didn't want us getting in any trouble because we were rookies. He threw us up in like Glen Oaks at night. Nothing going on. Night after night.
So boring.
The most exciting part, you'd be watching, 45 minutes till I get to eat. And you meet your partner up at the gas station, you eat, and then you go separate and you walk on your post. It was so lonely that after a while, me and this guy, we would start ringing on people's doors. Just for ringing on the door, the lights would come on, we laugh our ass running down the block.
And you're not a little guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're running.
Would they see you in a police outfit, though?
Right.
Yes.
And then, like, also, like, 20 minutes later, you hear over there, 105, we got a report of a disturbance up at one of our...
It's you.
And we're like, okay, we're here now. We'll take it. Can you tell me what he looked like, sir? Yeah, you.
Did they know it was you?
It was
They knew it was
you.
you?
No.
No, because they were sleeping 2 in the morning.
So you're saying somebody impersonating an officer knocked on your door and ran? Hold on. You pretend to press the walkie on the mic. Yeah, Central, we got it. I ain't talking to anybody.
Now, but think about this though. Had you sucked it up for 10 years or 20 years, because you would have been out now.
A pension.
Yeah.
A pension.
You would have been sitting on a very pretty pension.
Ironically, the show started the same time I would have retired. It's ironic. So
the show you're doing
it would
now.
have been perfect for
the
you.
20 years ended, and then all of a sudden the show started. It's almost like, all right, and maybe that's a sign. I don't know. I
What's
try to think.
the sign?
I try to think positive. Like, all right, that's now the show is going to be in my retirement because
It is.
You know.
Right.
Syndication. Are you kidding?
Here's the thing. Right. You walked for whatever reason your destiny was to walk away from it. Maybe
Right.
it was somebody was watching over you and saying that if you would have stayed on the job you would have
be
gotten
dead.
shot
I
and
could be dead.
killed.
I-
Because if you shoot the gun, it's going to hit the biggest target.
Yeah.
And if you got Adam, like a little guy like Adam as your partner,
Running
he's
quickly
gonna
away.
He's going to get saved, and they're going to shoot you because you're the biggest target.
Yeah, you learn very quick. Like when you first get on the job, you hear a noise, you run to it, and like a few months later, you hear something like, oh, what, you go around the corner. I remember seeing
Well,
two.
now more than ever.
I remember walking on a foot post and seeing 2 guys fighting, and I like kind of position myself behind a tree so they can't see me.
I'm driving to Dangerfields one night, and I'm driving down in the Bronx, and I go over this goddamn, what do you call those things? Pothole. And the thing, it was my brand new car, and the hubcap goes flying off, And I pull over, and there's a cop right there. And I go, look, I'm so glad you're here, because my hubcap went, flying down there. And it was kind of like a kind of a weird area, and it was all completely dark. And I had to go down this like alleyway thing. And he goes, I go, yeah, will you walk me down there? And he goes, yeah, no. He goes, and he's just standing there. He goes, no, I got stuff to do. He goes, you just get a new hubcap, $15. Okay, get going on your way. I don't want you blocking the thing. And then I get home, and I'm trying to get the same hubcap. It's $85 fucking dollars. That guy was just being a fucking lazy person.
It wasn't being lazy person. He was saving your life from getting raped and killed.
But why didn't he walk me down the alley? Why couldn't he walk me?
He would have gotten shot too.
Well, maybe he was afraid of that. All right. But
why look for trouble when you don't?
But I
know?
think if it's not right for you,
No,
you should have went
it
back.
was-
Should have went
Don't
back
do
the
it.
next day. Yeah, don't
And
do
then I
something
was
you don't like.
then I was working at the adult store, and then I got on a commercial. I was on Long Island. It was very popular. They ran it a lot, where I played a green pixel
Oh yes, I remember
What's
that.
a
It was
green
great.
pixel?
From AT&T.
from Optimum Cable.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
So it was like
Why
10
did
of
I
us.
think
It was 10 of us dressed in all these different color spandex suits. I was the green guy. There was another guy who was pink.
yeah.
Yellow.
So I remember one time this woman was coming in, and she was interested in a particular vibrator. It was one that had all these buttons on it. So there I am. I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, if you press this button, it rotates this way, and then you press that, and it goes the other way. This one will vibrate over here, and this makes it go in and out. And she's looking at me. She's not even really listening to me. Like, she's looking at me. She's like, are you the
pixel?
Are you the green pixel? you on the commercial? Yes, but please pay attention here. If you press this button, yeah.
In and out and around.
This vibrates on the bottom. These rolling balls go up and down.
That was one of the first signs. I'm like, all right, this thing's coming to an end. When
Yeah,
I
you
start
have to, because once you start getting famous, you can't be selling vibrators.
May I say something about vibrators, though?
Sure.
I don't get the whole don't get it.
What?
I don't.
What don't you get?
Well, it's just.
It's
Why
like-
do you want something that's like
Oh my
a
God,
fucking
stop
jackhammer going
not-
instead of just like a hand
Oh
or a
my God,
finger
I
or a
can't.
penis
Well,
or a mouth?
there's many different.
Why do you want the extra thing?
Yeah, but first of all, I'm a big advocate for the vibrator.
You don't
You are?
I am. I love the vibrator. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I don't think
It-
there's anything wrong with it, but it's never been.
I don't mean
It's
bashing.
too. It's
and
too
there's-
much. What do you call it?
Vibration?
Yeah, it's too much vibration
Well, they
for
have-
me.
They have
I-
smaller ones.
they have-
you don't
they
have to
have-
get the Jack Hump 2000.
Right.
You could.
I tried the one that was called the Jack Rabbit.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
that's
one.
the
It was
yeah.
too,
dangerous
and it's
one.
going, and I'm like, this is hurting me. Like it wasn't like.
You start off
Go ahead.
That's an interior
with
exterior
with
one.
a little
Interior,
like,
exterior. That's what it was. It was
Yes.
too much. Go ahead. Start off.
You
Yes,
start
Karen.
off with like the little bullet.
And what does the bullet do?
It's just a little bullet. Then you work your way up to the jackhammer. I don't know. I've always loved them. Now that I'm in menopause, I don't even fucking look at my vibrator.
Well,
but
maybe
you know
I-
what the bad part thing about the vibrator is that you have to have a very good hiding place
Oh, with your kids.
with your kids,
yes.
with the cleaning lady.
yes.
Because she found it under the bed one day, and then it was on top of the dresser. I was like,
She was like saying,
Put it on
"Hello."
the
found
dresser?
it. You found it.
I don't know. Is there a good one that you recommend for a
I've been
60-year-old woman?
I've been out of the business for like.
Yeah, what
wow.
would you recommend? The rabbit.
I've been out for like 8 years now. I think maybe less, 7. But then I was doing with the comedy. I was doing the stand-up comedy, and I was working security, bouncing
Okay.
at a few bars. And my brother ran a security for a few clubs, so he would put me by the back door because I didn't want to get involved.
With fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
And
would
there were
you?
young, big guys there. So if there was ever an asshole that walked in, I would get this guy, Jack, who was like the size of a door. I'm like, Jack, this guy's got a problem. He's like, oh!
And they love it.
Oh.
They love it, but they're that age.
They love it. Oh,
They
yeah.
love it.
He just came to work looking to kill somebody.
That was my
Some
father.
guys love to
My
fight.
father. That was my father. He was like, "Where is he?"
Yeah.
And they're good at fighting. Like they like fighting because they mostly win. Like if you mostly win,
Yeah.
it is. I think
He's
as a woman,
tremendous.
I wish I could punch. I wish I could beat the shit out of. I think it would be like a fun feeling to beat the shit out of somebody. Yes. Have you ever had to do that?
It's fun.
It is fun when you win, right?
It's fun, but then when you have to go to court, it's not fun. But
Right.
guys be giving me a hard time. I was just in there. I'm like, don't make me get Jack.
Well, I used to work at the Gaslight on 14th and 9th Avenue, and right across the street was
What's the Gaslight?
It was a bar.
Oh.
And there was Hellfire was across the street, the sex club, and then it was a tranny pickup, like hookers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it was a really seedy neighborhood, but the bar was like I don't know what it was, but whatever, a lot of Italian guineas, whatever. And then it was like they were Goombas. They were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, dollface, how you doing? How about I rock your world?" I'd be like, when you get teeth to fill in the ones that are missing, maybe we can talk about you rocking anything. So this is I was bartending, and every time somebody would come in and piss me off, like mostly girls, because they get drunk.
Girls?
Yeah, girls. They would get drunk and stupid. So one night, this girl comes in with her boyfriend, and she's like, "Excuse me,
Oh no.
excuse me," and I'm completely ignoring her.
Yeah.
And I walk over to her and go, "Say excuse me again, you're getting thrown out." Say excuse me again, I'm gonna fucking throw you out. And all of a sudden, she's like, "Excuse me." I go, I lost my ear.
I lost my right ear.
I guess I popped it out with my voice. My voice
you
just
broke the sound
blew the
system, Karen.
sound system.
Did you? Did it?
Wait, there it
There
is.
we go.
There it is. It's back.
back.
So I go,
It's funny.
as soon as she goes, "Excuse me," I go, "Frankie." All I had to say was Frankie.
Who's Frankie?
Oof.
He was this big, and he was a bouncer. And he'd come over, and he's like, I'm like, "Remove these two assholes." And he picks them up by their throat.
No,
Both of them.
girls.
Both of them. Like this. They were dangling. Their feet were dangling. And the boyfriend's going, and he's walking backwards. I'm like, "Good night." Fuck yourself. One night I had another guy come to the bar. It's 3:30 in the morning. He's obviously
Oh, we got technical difficulties.
No, we're
Oh, we're
good.
good. Okay.
So he comes to the bar and he's drunk because he obviously got thrown out of another bar. So I already know this. I already know that when you walk into my bar at 3:30 in the morning, you have gotten thrown out of somebody else's bar.
Yes.
So he staggers in. He's sitting at the bar. And we're getting ready to close. Whatever. We're not getting ready to close because that bar used to say till 5. So he's sitting at the bar like this. He's slumped over. And at the time, you could smoke in the bars.
Oh, yeah.
So he grabs those plastic black ashtrays and he goes,
Yeah, those.
gang, gang, gang. And he slams it on the bar. And I go, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy. So I walk over. I go, what? And he goes, how about a little service? I go, Frankie. He walks over. I go, remove this asshole right now.
Oh my God.
And all of a sudden, he grabs the bar and he's like, no, no. And he's pulling his legs. His legs are being pulled. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love that. I love that you're not afraid.
Wasn't afraid. Another time, we had a big fist fight in the bar. And
Were you part of it?
No, but I jumped over the bar and I saved the guy's life because they were beating two guys were beating the shit out of him.
Are you kidding me?
And the guy turns around and when he realized it was a girl, thank God he stopped. He didn't punch. And then, but I was like, Frank, everybody was downstairs, whatever they were fucking doing. I'm like, and it wasn't Frankie that night. It was a different bouncer. Frankie never left the front door. He never went downstairs for any blowjobs. He never went downstairs for any kind of.
Wait, there were blowjobs downstairs?
There was blowjobs. I don't know. There was a lot of shit going on downstairs. But and I'm like straight laced. I don't even drink. I don't smoke. Right. I'm like, yeah. So I'm watching these two guys beating the shit, and I'm like, security. So now I'm trying to get these, and I jump on this guy's back, and because they took this guy's leg and they broke it.
You're kidding me.
I heard it. That's when I jumped over the bar and I jumped.
What was the fight over? Why would you break someone's leg?
I don't remember what it was over, but
you owed money.
The point is that I jumped in because I can't sit there and watch somebody get killed.
You have so much balls. I would never get in the middle of a fit. Are you kidding me?
I probably wouldn't
never.
now because now my bones are brittle. I'm like old and everything hurts. And I did. But if I saw somebody getting killed, I'd probably jump in.
Even with the thing over with Kevin Brennan with that guy when he started throwing stuff at Kevin.
Up.
You stood up. Kevin Brennan stayed seated with the hands in the submissive. And Carrie Carafas stands up because I got
nervous. Didn't you get nervous? I got nervous. I was like, if he starts killing him, I'm going to have to either jump on this guy's back or something.
At Kevin Brennan's podcast,
Kevin
it got
Brennan
ugly.
got
ugly. Carrie stood up. I remember watching this thing.
Well, he flung my chair, and my chair spun around.
And Carrie's just like, she's like this. Like standing up
because I was trying to figure out. I wasn't standing up to him because I got scared. I'm like, this guy glazed over, and I didn't know if he was going to beat the shit out of him, choke him to death. So I was trying to figure out what am I going to grab first to stop this guy.
Yeah, you
like how are we get? And I'm looking at him, and he's like, calm down, man. You know what were you saying to him?
I was behind the.
You were behind the desk, but you were saying to him, "Look, we're on camera. You don't want to do this.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
You don't want to do
You were talking him down. Yeah, but Carrie got physical. Carrie's like ready.
No,
is this on tape?
It is.
It was one of our highest rated shows.
It scared me. Watching it scared me so hard. Because the way he slammed the back of your chair, I'm like, and he's like, shut the fuck up to her. And
he said, shut the fuck up, bitch. So now all of a sudden I become not Carrie, I became bitch.
Yeah, that's not good.
Right.
That's not good. Yeah. But anyway, the question that I was going to ask you when I asked you that was, how do you go from doing, comedy beginning, blah, 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 to be on a TV show? What was is it trajectory the word? What is the thing that makes you go from there to there? What happened? Why are all these other comics not making it? And you made it. What happened?
He's a hardworking. He would go on auditions all the time. He has an agent. He's a hardworking guy.
And how'd you get the agent? How do you do that? Like tell people, if comics are watching.
Tell Evan Weiss he's watching.
I don't know.
What's up, Evan? Yeah, I remember when I first started doing comedy, everybody kept talking about this one acting teacher that worked with comedians, Joanna Beckson.
Oh, yeah.
So I originally went to her because I wanted to get better at being a comedian. I said, let me work on my acting chops. So I went to her, fell in love with acting. I stayed with her for a few years because I just loved acting. And she was like Carrie, tough love, And then from there, I think it was a comedian that hooked me up with my first agent.
Oh,
But you
okay.
also did theater. You played the Indian chief in One Flew Over the
yes.
Cuckoo's Nest. You got a lot. You got cast in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Where was that? What theater
Like
was that?
off Broadway.
It was
so.
off Broadway, like
Exit 62 off Broadway.
yeah. It was off Broadway, Smithtown.
Off the LIE off Broadway.
It was no, I ain't kidding. It was Smithtown, Long Island.
Was it?
No, but he was very good in it.
You know, we were talking about Richard Walker before. He said the funniest thing to me one time. He goes, "Hey," because he came see me in the Cuckoo's Nest. He goes, "Hey, they're doing A Few Good Men after the Cuckoo's Nest is over. Are you going to be in that too?" And I said, "No, I'm not in that one." He goes, "Oh, good, because I already got tickets."
He is so funny.
He is funny, Rich Walker. He's the best. So you just got yourself an agent.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard for people to do.
So it's like I was always going for the acting and always doing the comedy, and I felt like with the show, they all came together because we're performing, we're taping in front of a live studio audience, and there are some actors that may not have done it before, and they got to get
so
used
they don't
to
know
that.
how the punchlines go,
And the
where they
punchline-
go,
and there was
how to handle the
some
crowd.
people were stepping on laughs. You know,
oh, yeah.
as a comedian, you just know you wait for it to go down.
So
to
what
a
is the
point, and
saying? When opportunity meets
When luck,
when preparation meets opportunity, or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
something like that.
something like
And you got to be ready. You
Yeah.
have to be ready when that luck happens. You have to have it all rounded. You had your
Then-
acting, your
yes.
comedy.
And then I like that saying when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Like the way I met you, and now the way I met Kevin, which they called me in to do a spot on a Wednesday night at McGuire's in Bohemia.
Oh, I was wondering how all that happened. Okay.
It was a Wednesday night. Colin Quinn was working out a new special,
Okay.
or new material. I just went up. I'm sitting there looking at my notes. I'm about to do 10 minutes, and I saw there's like 30 people in the audience because they announced it last minute. And
And who were the 30 people?
the
You
audience,
The audience.
the audience. There's like
Oh,
30,
oh.
there's 30 people in the audience.
Oh.
The MC's on stage,
Okay.
getting ready to bring me up. I see a commotion out of the corner of my eye. I look, and it's Kevin comes walking in with Rock Rubin, Kevin's security guy,
Oh.
and a couple other people. So at that
No,
moment,
Kevin Rock's not his security guy.
no,
No, he
Kevin
goes, and his
and his
security
security guy.
I thought the same thing for a
Sorry,
second.
I'm a mumbler, but Kevin Rock could be a security guy. He's a big
He is
dude.
a big dude.
So I remember saying to myself, because I started getting really nervous, I'm like, just go up there and just be yourself, you know.
Because that is intimidating to have a guy like Kevin James or anybody in the comedy business. Not an
Yeah.
actor. You're not afraid of actors. But when you got like a guy like David Tell sitting in the crowd, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, my
how am I going to
God.
perform in front of him? Like, and so Kevin's a stand-up comic and he's very funny. So that's nerve-wracking right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Even still, like even
And Rock is very funny too. Ruben.
even still, like when I did a restaurant show with Carrie a couple months ago, and she hadn't seen me in a while, and she was watching me in the audience, and I felt a little nervous that she was watching me.
I always don't like when comics are in the room who, especially
Who you
comics
respect.
who I respect.
Yeah.
It's like I had to do one in front of Vittel and I bombed and I just felt like here's like one of the
Well, you
funniest
made
guys
that
around.
happen. You made that
Yeah,
happen.
because it was I was so intimidated, but not just him. I mean,
You probably didn't bomb.
it was bad.
You probably didn't bomb. You think you bombed, but you didn't bomb.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
So go ahead. Yeah.
So go ahead.
When you listen to it back, you're like, oh, okay. That's why I tape everything, because I'm like, did
Oh,
I
you do
really
tape
did I
everything?
really bomb audio
Okay.
tape? Like did I really bomb as bad as I thought?
Right.
So it's never as bad. Yeah.
You have to lean your head back a little because your hair's blocking his
so,
face.
So
Your big hair is blocking.
I should be back a little.
But put your microphone next to you.
hello.
I keep moving. I keep inching my seat farther and farther up to get
Okay.
past your hair.
All right.
I keep shifting weight.
Maybe
from one
he's
cheek to the
going
next.
back.
I might be going back. I think I am.
Maybe
going
you
back.
are going back. That's
I
probably
think
why I
am,
can't see you.
because my ass cheek is numb. So I have a sciatic nerve.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yes,
maybe.
that's why.
No, don't get
okay.
her started with her fucking
Yeah, I
metal
got a lot of
plates.
problems too.
Go.
Okay, so I finished my. I had a
Oh, she goes.
I had a good set. Finished my set. I never met Kevin that night, but because he had left before the show was over. But I had met him. I still had to go through the whole process of auditioning.
Yeah.
And then, it must have been like, was it a January of last year that my wife? I got a call from my manager, and we were getting up. My wife and I were getting the carpets cleaned at my dad's house. This huge machines outside making all this noise. My manager calls me and goes, Kevin James is going to call you in the next 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. And I was like, holy
Oh my God.
Right, that's a good phone call.
Did you know you got a show then? Did you know? Did you think?
I had a feeling, like I heard things, like I heard they really like you, and they said that I was the producer's first pick, producer being him and Rock.
Right.
So Diane says to me, "Here's my car. Go for a drive. Go somewhere quiet and get your head together." I'm like, "All right." So I'm going to leave. I go upstairs to the front door. This big giant man who's cleaning my car, he goes, "Sir, let me show you. I have a powder I put on floor." And I'm like, "God, I got to get by you. I got to report."
Kevin James is calling.
I got to report. He goes, "No. Watch. Let me show you." He starts sprinkling the powder by my feet. I'm going, "Diane! Diane!" I'm like, "Sir, I have to go." "Diane!" She comes running upstairs. She goes, "No. He's an important meeting. He has got to leave." I was going to jump over this guy's back. I'm like, "This."
Are you kidding me?
He was so wide. He was taking up the door. I'm like,
Russian?
This guy is, I don't know.
Russian.
I'm like, "Dude, you are standing between me and the rest of my life."
Get out of my way.
I almost leapfrogged him.
Right.
Wow. And so then he calls you, and then what? What did he say?
I remember I was driving on Portion Road in Ronkonkoma, and I said to myself, "You know what? I got a little time. I'm going to go get like a burger and a drink or something like that." But on the way there, they called me. I saw California on the phone. "Hey, Chris, it's Rock Rubin, Kevin James." And I was like, "Hey, guys." And I really don't know what we said to each other. I remember them saying, "We want you on the show." And I was, "Thank you. Then I hang up, and I'm like, "Holy shit." I called Diane right away. And once I heard her voice, I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak for like 20 minutes. I couldn't speak.
You cry.
Cried like a baby.
Cry.
Oh my God!
Because you work so hard to get to that spot,
and you get it.
And I don't
You
care
get it.
who you are.
I love that story.
You know when your tongue hurts, you get.
Oh God, yeah.
Listen,
She's like,
Choked up.
I cried when we got this show.
I'm crying now.
So wait,
I'm crying.
But he's right. But his whole life got changed because Kevin. And I'm the one thing I am happy about is that Kevin came back to Long Island and gave
People in Long Island
a shot.
Yeah,
I agree.
A shot at a better life and just something you work so hard for your whole career.
So many good comics in Long Island, but I mean, you deserve it.
Thank you.
Very
It's-
funny, and
It just still it's been so surreal. We filmed a scene where we take Kevin to a Billy Joel concert, and we really went to a Billy Joel concert.
Oh wow!
This is like episode 4 or 5.
Oh, I think I saw a photograph. Wasn't there a photograph of you and Billy Joel?
Yeah, I think
or
TMZ put it. Hey, Kevin James hangs out with fans.
Oh.
But he's hanging out with us.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
thought, so I'm sitting up front with Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to him, literally next to him the whole show. And then comes a scene, a part in the show where we all go to the stage. So I'm standing next to him by the stage. Billy Joel leans over to hand on the mic, hands the mic to Kevin.
Yeah.
So Kevin can sing a lyric to the end of the song. Michael Del Judas, the guitarist, who I became friends with, he's from Long Island. He's looking at me going, "What's up, bro?" And all this just hit me. And I think there was a moment where I'm like, "Oh, God, don't cry right now." I'm like, the camera's rolling. I'm like, "I'm going to cry."
It's hard not to cry.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
It just hit me
because
like,
you want it so bad and you finally get it
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
like, thank God.
Oh, that's
I-
very
you know.
cool. I
Right.
love that.
I do too. I love that story. Yep.
gonna
I cried. I cried when you got it too.
Let me tell you something. Sometimes when people get things, you go. Sometimes when people get things, you're like, "Oh, they got that. I can't believe they got that." Chris Roach gets it. Everyone's like, "That fucking guy deserves it." You know
Right.
what I mean? Like there are certain people you're super happy for.
Yeah, they are. And
I
then-
know that
then-
sounds very petty and bitter,
and
but
then there are some people that you're not happy for.
wait, when I spoke to Carrie, she goes, "The moment you got that, about 1,000 comics all around the country went, 'Him?'"
no, I really believe everybody likes you. You
But
know what
I
mean?
believe too that it aligns for you when it's time.
Yeah.
I really do. I think there's no. I can't explain this now. I don't know how to say it, but I don't know how old you are. You don't have to say how old you are, but
I know how old you are. Oh, you are?
yeah. So
Oh, I don't know how old
there's
you
no
are.
age on this. You can.
Yeah, yeah.
You can. Who knows? When I'm 90, I might get a sitcom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
because I might be.
You could.
I could. But you know
That's
what I'm saying? There's no age. So no matter what, you always want it no matter when it comes.
I always think it could happen, which is like
no,
can.
you don't.
I do think, but I mean,
It
I
could
would have
happen,
quit
yes.
years ago if I
Right,
didn't
no, of
think
course.
in the corner of my mind, but I don't believe it wholeheartedly. But in the corner of this little teeny corner, back, you're like, maybe.
Maybe. But besides all that, there's nothing better than performing in front of a live audience. I don't
love
care
it.
what anybody says.
it's-
I go up there, I release all my anger, energy,
too.
everything about my stupid husband, and I walk away fulfilled.
I do too. I love it.
Fulfilled.
I couldn't have a better job in the world. I couldn't have a better job than doing stand-up comedy in the whole wide world.
I agree. I agree.
Is your ass bothering you right now? Your sciatica?
I cannot feel my ass right now.
That's really bad. How much time have we done?
Had about 90 minutes, so
We're 90 minutes already? Okay. Do we
Well.
want to end with politics or do we want to end just now?
Do we want to end with Patty? What do you want to talk about? The fucking thing with the Arabs?
I don't. We don't have to. We've already done an hour and a
Trump-
half.
But she wants to talk about how Trump is
I
getting
don't
all the Arabs.
necessarily want to. Do we need to talk about politics? I thought I always have my little list of shit in case he's ready to go.
Next week we have Gallo and
Oh, my God,
the
he'll be-
following week.
Oof,
The
save it
following
for
week.
them.
Okay.
The following we have Gallo and McNeely,
Okay.
and they are diehard Trump fans.
Oh, it's going to be painful for me.
Did you see the video? Did you see the video of George Gallo walking in
Yes.
the Trump rally?
Yes.
The anti-Trump rally.
He had his hand up.
He won. Get over it.
No,
he won.
shut
like
the
that.
fuck
Yeah,
up.
And people,
So losers.
People got
You are, yeah.
mad. That one
Oh.
guy got so
they were
mad.
getting in
I
his
don't know how he
face.
didn't get beat up.
I don't know how he doesn't get beat
I am
up.
such a George Gallo fan. He has zero fear. That man.
Zero. I assisted him on early George Gallo. George Gallo and I go back way back, and I am a huge fan. He used to hail cabs in the city. They would stop. He'd open the door, get in, and walk out the next door, and then just walk across the street. And he did this for hours. And we would all be crying. How many cabs?
I watched this one. Kevin and I went home after we saw him at the party, and we were looking at all his videos. And he had one where he's opening the trunk of his car, and he parks in a place where people can't get parking.
my God,
And the person rolls down the window and says, "Are you gonna?" And he goes, "Yep." And then he goes. And for 20 minutes,
There's a timer.
he opens the door, pulls something out, puts it in the trunk, shuts the trunk, walks around to the other door, pulls something out, opens the trunk again, puts it in. And I'm going to Kevin, what the hell is he going to do? And he does all
And
this.
then we're talking about Christmas time when people
Black
can't.
That's right.
Friday. It was Black Friday.
And people are waiting. And then finally, after like 20 minutes, he shuts the trunk and just takes off
And goes,
into the
and
store.
the guy goes, and then the person
guy
just
looking.
looks like,
he had a time one of those time elapsed cameras timers on the bottom.
yeah, and you could see the
He's-
time
I
going.
was
So
he-
funny.
He showed it to me, and I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
One time we were in the subway, and he used to do a lot of shit on the subway, where he'd be you're scrunched in the chair, and he sits next to an Asian woman, and I'm across the way, and he's going, and the girl's like this now. She's on the end, so she can't move any further, and he's like. So she's thinking he's going to throw up. He takes off his hat and he starts throwing up in his hat, but he's not really throwing up because he's a master at doing sound effects. So
Incredible.
it sounds like he's throwing up, but he's not. And and then he takes it and he puts his hat on. And he goes like this, and I can't breathe. So, but one day. I'm on the platform waiting for the train, and he's coming up to me, and he's doing some stuff to me, bothering me, right? But I'm acting like I don't know him. And these three black guys come up. And black people, unlike white people, because fucking white people are pussies, they fucking walk away from danger.
Yeah.
Where a black guy's like, yo,
What's going
what
on?
the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Right? So that's why black men are men. Like, white men are pussies. I can't.
There's two here, Carrie.
Well, I'm just saying.
I gotta go.
His ass is frozen.
No, but you know what I mean. The majority.
threatened.
There are a few that will stick up for their woman. But anyway, like Billy Burr says, if my wife gets yelled at in a train, I'm like, "What, bitch? What are you doing? Shut up! You're gonna get killed." Right? So you better learn how to run because I'm running as soon as these doors open. So anyway, so I'm on the train. I'm waiting for the train, and all of a sudden, they knock him down, and now I feel now I'm like they're gonna kill him, and all of a sudden he's going malfunction, 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 and I go he's retarded, don't hit him, don't hit him. I don't want to say I know him because they'd be like what the
they'll
hell,
hit you.
what's going on, right? But so many times he did shit like this that I was like he's gonna get killed.
He wants people to come after him. I seen him like get people so angry in an audience. And when they come at him, he films them coming at him.
He loves it.
He loves it.
Did you see the ones where there's like a guy leaning against a brick wall, but they got like big bellies. He does a whole bunch of them. There's like 6 in a row where he's just walking along, and then as he walks by me, he goes like rubs their belly like a pregnant person when they're, and then the guy's like what, and then he just goes bye, and then walks off.
How about when someone's talking on their cell phone, and then he gets his cell phone and he talks louder than them, and then they're like, and they walk away, and then he follows them. Yeah. You're going to meet me at the store? Where's the plan? And he's so yelling so loud.
So stupid.
And then the person's like, and then you hear the girl go, can you please not? He's like, no, I'm all right. I'm all right. And like, you have to go on his website. It's georgegallo.com.
It's very funny.
He is one of the funniest guys. So talented.
His videos are great.
I just can't.
Yes.
I can't.
So, all right. Well, we've been
we are
keeping
so
you.
happy you came
We
to do
love
it.
that you came.
We do.
Blew out the speaker again.
Patty
I did. I. Oh
We
shit!
did
Did
that,
I?
but you know what?
Did I really blow it out?
Yeah.
There it
Oh my
is.
God! What's
It's
wrong?
back,
with the
it's
speaker?
back.
It's back.
But can I just tell you, I am so thrilled that you came here, and I wish you thousands of years of success on the new show.
I got paid in a gyro. You did give me a gyro.
I did give you a
chicken
gyro.
which is
Her
unbelievable.
food is fantastic.
And your French fries are over there.
Okay.
French fries.
I'll
I
bring
brought
them home.
fresh cut, home cut fries.
She cuts them herself.
They go right from the potato into the oil.
She does have the best French fries ever. They're the best.
So yeah, so we are very happy you came. To
Thank
the show.
you.
We
Thanks
love
I
you.
am so happy to be here because I look up to both of you. So
Oh,
Stop.
that's not it.
Yeah. Well, now you can look down at us.
From your limo. From the Academy Awards. All right.
Yes. From
Or
the
People's
Emmys.
Choice. The Emmys.
Emmys.
The Emmys. All right.
All right, darling. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mr. Roach.
love you both.
And thank you, Adam,
And thank you,
at the rec room.
Room.
Oh, you want to plug anything, Carrie? Oh, we got to plug.
Oh yeah. Do you want to plug? Where are you
Are
this
you doing
weekend?
shows anywhere?
No, I'm not next. I'm in Tampa.
Well, tonight you're where at the
oh,
brokerage?
the brokerage.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
brokerage
go
at
to the
Belmore.
brokerage
Go to
tonight.
the brokerage
in Belmore.
tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to draw pictures of me, I'll be at the brokerage. At Belmore, come up.
Yes.
And I'm in Tampa, not next week, but the week after. Tampa, Side Splitters.
Side
Oh, okay.
splitters.
Side splitters. And Carrie, where are you?
I'm probably home
Okay.
doing somebody's laundry and giving somebody an antibiotic.
I will be doing the comic strip Friday and Saturday this week. And next week, please come to the brokerage 10-11, I think
love
it is,
that.
or 11-12, whatever that weekend is.
Good.
And we're going to be doing Kevin Brennan's podcast next Monday, Misery Loves Company. So Carrie and I will be doing that.
Yes, we'll
I
be on
love
that
him.
again. I do love him too.
He's very funny,
Great
right?
guy.
He's
Great guy.
hilarious.
Okay.
You got to do his show. It's
He will want you to do his show.
all right. All right, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank
Bye.
you.